Constipation is the most common digestive complaint in North America. Some might say it's the most common complaint overall. Normal frequency is kind of varies because it's a very individual thing, but from my point of view, I picked out this one definition that if you have dry or hard stools less than 3 times a week, I would call that constipated. Personally, I think bowel movements are also very important for regular and proper detoxification to remove toxins and waste out of your system, not just food waste. I think we should all aim for at least daily movements, and there's nothing wrong with having more than once daily movements either. Here's a huge study. First of all, magnesium is directly needed for normal muscle function, also including the intestinal muscles, to kind of allow for proper peristalsis, which is the rhythmic contraction in the bowels to move food forward. This one study from Japan tested almost 4,000 women that already came in with constipative problems, and they were clearly able to show that low magnesium levels contributed to constipation. They were also, in a side note, able to show that laxatives, if used regularly, actually lead into a vicious cycle. Because when you force water into the gut lumen, and with that you always also force minerals into that lumen that are then practically lost, you're creating long-term further and deeper magnesium deficiency, and laxatives, if used on a regular basis, most certainly lead into chronic constipation. Here I can give you a very drastic little side story from the pharmacy point of view. I used to work in the long-term care section for many years, where we prepared the daily meds or the weekly med strips for patients in long-term care homes. And you will not believe the way laxatives are being prescribed to our elderlies. I have hundreds of examples where one individual was using 5 different laxatives in quite drastic daily doses every day of their lives. You can imagine that such a bowel is pretty much no longer functional without that use. And when somebody who is dealing with chronic constipation and is kind of forced to use laxatives on a regular basis, there is a way to transition down from the laxatives into higher doses of magnesium supplies that also kind of at some point allow for proper regularity. But in doing so, you're actually replenishing not just the gut muscle, but also the rest of the body. And it takes some time and it takes some structure, but there is a way to get off laxatives and onto a proper like nutritional regime to fix that. Not just treat the symptom like laxatives do, but actually fix the underlying issue.